Agora eu faço live na Twitch TV. Primeiro link na descrição. Só vem. Eu vou ver esse vídeo. Novas regras do Minecraft.
Recently, Minecraft released a very controversial feature in the Java edition where players can now report each other for in-game chat.
No fucking way, velho. Sério isso? É sério isso? É sério isso, mano? Você vai poder levar ban no Minecraft agora? Não tem nada de cheat, né? Ou tem?
Report each other for in-game
Acabou o 2002T.
chat and potentially be banned from online play entirely. This is one of
Agora você pode levar ban multiplayer. Legal. Perfeito.
the many new safety features that
Oh, meu Deus. Tô com medo.
Microsoft has been pushing into the game in order to make Minecraft more family
friend. 2 pixels, não pode.
friendly.
Nunca eu vou aceitar essa porra, velho. Nunca.
I've received tons of messages in the past week asking me about how this is going to affect places like 2b2t, the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft, a place notorious for having some of the worst in-game chat
Yeah, bro. 2002T é doentio o chat, velho. É doentio demais, mano.
anywhere in Minecraft. Without beating around the bush, it's going to affect not only anarchy servers, but all Minecraft servers. Even though these features were first revealed over a week ago, I wanted to do as much research as possible before giving my opinion on it. And spoiler alert, I'm not a fan. There are too many scenarios where the context of a conversation matters, and this new system could be used in unintended ways by bad actors. It certainly doesn't help that certain details about this feature have been left intentionally vague by the developers. So we're
Tá vago essa porra. Mas tá, beleza. Você manda merda, você fala merda no chat, você pode ser reportado, você pode levar ban no multiplayer do Minecraft de todos os servidores. Beleza. Mas aí é IP ou é só account? E tipo assim, a galera pode cheatar ou não pode? Porque, por exemplo, servidor como 2B2T, mano, é servidor pra cheatar, tá ligado? Agora, tipo assim, você entrar num Hypixel e cheatar, se o cara, tipo, eu não sei, mano. Eu acho que provavelmente é só pra texto, tá ligado? Porque, por exemplo, você tá usando um mod ali, tá ligado? Eu acho que não é pra modificações, eu acho que não vai ser. Mas pra texto, texto não tem problema nenhum, mas é sério.
at Minecraft.
Então se eu falar um so bad no chat, é que acabou. É isso. Eu tô no Hypixel falando um so fucking bad. Acabou, é endgame. Eu levo ban permanente, é isso. Eu não vou poder mandar um so bad, é isso. Um L, que acabou.
Latest feature and examine how these new rules work from a technical
Regras. São regras, rapaziada.
perspective. I'll give my personal opinion on the whole ordeal, and we'll discuss how these bans could have a major effect on 2b2t and other anarchy servers. The actual Minecraft devs and Mojang employees are not the ones pushing for these changes.
Okay.
This is clearly 100% a
Microsoft, óbvio.
Microsoft decision. I know some of you were disappointed by the Wild Update's missing features, but the devs are just doing their jobs. It's okay to enjoy something while also being critical of it. With that being said, let's begin. Upon logging into the most recent Java version of Minecraft, it is now possible to report players by highlighting specific messages.
E se eu chegar e, tipo assim, entrar num servidor fechado aí com a galera e falar, rapaziada, não pode ser, você não aponta e falar, rapaziada, todo mundo reporta o Sr. Dog. O Dog leva ban?
That have been typed in public chat.
Time to crack open a code one with the bot. Oh.
You highlight the message.
Lá vai reportar essa
Choose the category that it falls under, and then you are given a chat box to explain why you're filing a report. This implies that the
Beer's the devil's drink.
system will have human moderation of some kind. Once the report is sent off, it will likely be read by a Microsoft-employed moderator, and action will be taken. On paper, the system seems reasonable and aims to have good intentions, but the Bedrock Edition has actually had this system for about 2 years, and back when
Tem até 2 anos. Isso daí no Bedrock.
also received a lot of backlash. Players could be
Não sei o que a Mojang tá fazendo. Eu não sei o que a Microsoft tá fazendo com o jogo, velho. Não sei.
banned from joining servers, and on some platforms could even lose access to their single-player worlds. Pretty intense punishments. Many Java
Você pode perder acesso pra jogar no single player? Que acabou.
Worlds.
Mas aí no Bedrock, calma aí.
And on some platforms could even lose access to their single-player worlds. Pretty intense punishments. Many Java players thought they would never have to deal with something like this, but some in the community were a bit wiser. When all Java players were forced to migrate to Microsoft accounts not too long ago, they had to agree to Microsoft's terms of service, which is where these new chat rules come from. In-game capes were given as a reward to migrated accounts, so many didn't bother to actually read the fine print of what they were signing up for.
Trust me, this is a positive move.
This is a positive movement. Perfeito, rapaziada. Isso é uma mudança positiva, rapaziada. Ninguém leu. Eu não li, pô. Como assim que eu li? Ah, pelo amor de Deus, eu queria minha capa, pô.
Nothing you like about Minecraft is going to change. Any questions?
So how do I feel about these chat changes? Well, I have some very strong opinions on this. Even though I love Minecraft and I've played it for over 12 years, I see potential issues here. If we look at the list of things that you can report...
hate speech, terrorismo, violência extremista... É normal,
Someone
é o normal de qualquer game.
...forward public chat, right away there are some categories on there that really shouldn't be there.
Wow.
Does profanity...
O que seria o profanity pra isso?
...really belong on this list? If Minecraft is for all ages, surely adults can swear on...
Time to crack open a cold one with the boys.
...more mature servers, right? Discussion of drugs and alcohol is very... always a bad thing and sometimes can be educational. The defamation, impersonation, or false information category simply lacks clarification.
Com certeza. Com certeza.
If I join a Minecraft server claiming to be a famous person, will anyone actually believe me? Will I get banned? But this system could easily be abused by bad actors.
Óbvio, velho, que pode ser abusado, mano. Eu acabei de falar, criar um servidor multiplayer com IP aleatório. E literalmente, mano, eu pedi pro rapaziada, todo mundo tá aqui, mano. Fiquei puto com aquele cara que eu joguei Skywars, mano. Mano, esse moleque aqui que tava na minha live, mano, que tá dando stream sniper, todo mundo reporta esse cara. Acabou, mano. O cara vai levar ban, mano. Vai ter tipo 1 bilhão de reports, velho. Acabou, mano. Acabou.
On any given Minecraft server, you...
Em servidor de Minecraft, tipo anarquia, os caras vão começar a juntar pra reportar um cara por uma mensagem e vai dar merda. Vai dar merda.
Will have players that don't like each other. If someone is standing on a cliff and I tell them in chat to jump off a
Verdade.
cliff, could
Pode dar muita merda. Self-harm or suicide.
someone report me for encouraging self-harm? Let's say a griefer is blowing up a base, which on anarchy servers is something you're allowed to do freely. If the base builders report the griefer for bullying and harassment, will it result in a ban if the griefer happen to type...
Mano, esse é o maior bagulho mais sem sentido de colocar no Minecraft, mano. No fucking Minecraft, cara. Pelo amor de Deus, mano. Meu Deus do céu, velho. Sério, isso daí vai virar uma doideira, vai dar um B.O., isso daí vai... Mano, é muita gente jogando esse jogo, vai ser um flow de repórter sem sentido e trollando. Vai dar merda.
something innocuous in chat? There's a lot of potential situations where rule enforcement could backfire. Now, previously, a Mojang community manager stated that for the Bedrock edition, teams of highly trained moderators are the ones that read reports, and that context in every situation...
Meu Deus do céu, highly trained. Calma aí. Exploiting cheating in a way that disrupts the gameplay and game enjoyment of others is going to fall into the... Acabou, o servidor de anarquia acabou.
Would be accepted to prevent false negatives, saying, quote, "We have to consider all threats to be serious and credible ones simply because the way the internet works these."
Ah, não. Beleza, isso dá pra entender, mas...
This really does not give me the confidence that Microsoft can use this system the way it was intended. Even if somehow the system is perfect and only actual rule breakers get banned, it's still another example of Microsoft taking away control from the Java community. It's the same thing they did with snooper settings. Whenever you play Minecraft on Java, analytical data gets collected about your game session, your machine, and a few other details. This information gets sent to Mojang, and it's relatively harmless, but it used to be an option that you could turn on or off. you had control. Snooper settings actually had to be removed for a while because the European Union enforced data protection regulations that prevented Minecraft from collecting this sort of information. But in more recent versions, Snooper settings were quietly added
Cara, voltou no 1.8.
back. But now we don't even have the option to turn them off. On at all times.
Não sabia disso não. Você não consegue pegar a data de tudo agora?
Unless you resort to using third-party software.
Ok, perfeito.
It's one of those situations where people usually don't mind providing this data, but if you take the choice away, it rubs people the wrong way. But it doesn't matter because if you're like me and you play the Java edition, you've already agreed to these rules by migrating your account. So here comes the big question.
Agora.
How will these new chat changes affect anarchy servers such as 2b2t,
Tudo.
where public chat is likely to break some of the
Mano, o chat do 2B2T é só racismo, toxicidade, tudo, tá ligado? É como se você entrasse da Deep Web do Mine, tá ligado?
these rules? Well, it's actually more complicated than you might think. A few months ago, Mojang introduced the multiplayer secure chat signing feature. Chat messages sent between players are now cryptographically signed. At least that seems to be the case right now, but remember, Mojang has kept details about these features intentionally vague and are likely to change things later on. If this becomes the case, it would be a massive change. Users would be reporting each other constantly,
Obviamente, toda hora.
even over the most trivial conversations. I've already seen hack client developers talk about adding an auto-report feature that would just spam the report system with false offenses for every person online.
Os caras fez um sistema de auto-reporte, tipo...
That would just spam the
Vai spamar o
report
reporte
system with false offenses.
com ofensas falsas, mano. Esse cara vai querer banir todo mundo do jogo, velho. Não, eles vão tirar essa porra. Não vai dar.
Online. Just imagine the poor moderator working for Microsoft that would have to read 8 hours of 2b2t chat unfiltered. I would not wish that on anyone. I would not be surprised if chatting in these places was just disabled entirely out of an abundance of caution. By doing this, anarchy servers would lose a lot of freedom that caused
Não, acabou, não tem mais liberdade. O mundo tá ficando sem liberdade, né? De pouco em pouco.
users to seek them out in the first place.
Cada vez mais a internet totalmente sem liberdade de fazer as coisas, mano.
Even with chat disabled, could in-game actions such as writing on signs be punishable as well? Since Mojang hasn't provided clarification on these features, we are forced to speculate. Now, some have said that anarchy servers could simply stay in older versions of Minecraft so they wouldn't have to abide by these new rules. That is a possibility, but the thing is, there's no guarantee that will always work. Many anarchy servers eventually have to update to maintain healthy player populations, so the odds of them having to adopt this system are quite high. It's actually quite sad. Before Microsoft bought them, Mojang trusted communities with policing their own servers, and moderation was something that the individual server owners could control. They created their own rules, and if someone was breaking the rules, they were banned. It's a system that has worked for
E funciona até hoje. E tá bom. Tá bom. Óbvio que os servidores gigantes como o Hypixel não é difícil, mas tá bom. Tá ligado? A gente sabe que o Minecraft é um jogo com modificação e a gente vai estar lá jogando Hypixel e vai ter gente com cheaterzinho legit, a gente nunca vai saber, vai tomar pau. Whatever. Mas, tipo assim, na parte de chat de moderação, eles conseguem trabalhar, tá ligado? Um loser não é pra ser banível. Um soul bad não é pra ser banível. Um trash não é pra ser banível. Agora, tipo assim, um preconceito sim é pra ser banido, tá ligado? Esse sistema os caras vão quebrar essa porra, mano. E ainda tenho medo de eu mandar um soul bad e levar ban, mano. Não vou poder mais escrever no chat, pô. Meu Deus.
many years and was built off trust between the community and the developers. But now a multi-billion-dollar corporation no longer trusts the community to police their own servers, and control has been taken away. While the system has very good intentions behind it, I just don't have the confidence in Microsoft to use the system the way it's intended. And I don't like that even more control of the play experience is being taken away from the Java community.
Oh my god, não vai ter mais liberdade pra nada.
So,
internet tá ficando muito chato, mano.
Hopefully,
O mundo tá chato, a internet tá mais chato ainda.
now you are updated on this latest controversy. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and